Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into 5 ways to increase your efficiency when it comes to editing, and it's also a collab video, so we have a lot to unpack, so let's go ahead and get started. Salma and I met when we were both first part of the TubeBuddy stream team and the Women's Month in October last year, so we've been in contact and we've been meaning to do this collab forever, so I'm so excited that we finally get to make this happen. And if you're coming from Salma's channel, hey, how are you? I am Shelly. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you like it and I hope you stay. And for everyone else, hey, how's it going? Good to see you again. Make sure you check out Salma's channel. I'm gonna leave a link up here so that you can do that, and it's gonna be in the description box. She is a wealth of information when it comes to YouTube, branding, Facebook, business. So I really think that you're gonna enjoy that video. Make sure you check it out. I think you're going to learn a lot. Tip number 1 is to actually edit in batches. So what that means is right now I've got my hair, lights, makeup, everything going on, the filming camera. The last thing I want to do is set this up every single time that I want to make a video, especially when you're on a consistent schedule. Say I'm putting out a video a week. Do I want to do this 4 times a month every, middle of the week so that I can have a video up on Sunday? No, I really don't. So what is actually better is if you can batch your content, is if you can think about the videos that you want to put out in your calendar, if you can film them all on the same day, then you can actually just have filming one day an entire month and spend the rest of the month editing your videos. It is such a time saver when it comes to just creating flow on your channel and consistency. Also, what happens if you go on vacation or if you get sick or you lose your voice? You don't have to worry about that if you've done this in advance. So one way that you can also think about this is maybe you can't get to 4 videos in one sitting, but maybe you can get to 2. If you really want to make it look like it's another day, all I have to do is put my hair up in a ponytail or just change my shirt and all of a sudden it looks like it's another day even though I'm filming on the same day, right? It's so easy. A lot of people don't do this, and I would just highly recommend that you do this. Tip number 2 is going to be use bullet points. Have an actual outline of the video that you want to talk about, because what tends to happen is you're going to turn on the camera, you're going to forget what you wanted to say, and then you're going to be rambling on, and then you're going to be like, oh wow, I can't use any of that. Bullet points are easier than writing out an entire script, because you don't want to see someone just reading off of like a piece of paper or a teleprompter, because you can always tell because they're not making full eye contact with the camera. But if I have to, I can put my bullet points either on a notepad or I can actually tape it onto a piece of paper right below the lens, and as I'm looking I can be like, oh yeah, the next point is this, and it will help you keep a flow of the things that you want to talk about in your videos. You can believe that I probably have a piece of paper taped right underneath that lens with 5 tips on it, and that's what we're covering today. All right, tip number 3, we're moving on. So this one is actually such a brilliant tip, and I don't know why I wasn't doing this earlier. So I'm gonna insert some footage here and you're gonna see if you are, okay, super excited for today's video. Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video is, so I'm sure it is actually, yeah, embarrassing. I've done 3 or 4 takes of this intro. So I'm leaving this in here only so I can show you a point, is that sometimes, right, when you think about all of the times and you're kind of breaking up your video into chunks, you're going to probably mess up some areas. Unless it's a live stream and you're just powering right on through. A lot of the time, the best thing about video is you can take the best clips that you have. So if you mess up and you have to start over, no one knows that in the final video because of the magic of editing. Now here's one thing is, you don't want to sit here and go through all of your clips over and over and over again and be like, oh my gosh, here's 4 intros in a row. What I like to do is make sure that the last thing that you do before you move on is the one you're happy with. So when I go back into the beginning, and you can also do this, film in chunks. So I would film all of my intros in together, and then when I'm finished with it, I would hit the stop recording button so that I know that that video file is going to be only intros when I import it into my footage later. And then what I do is I look for the very last section of that intro, and I know that that is the one that I was happiest with, and that is the one right before I cut off the camera. So then what you do is you just make a clip and you actually cut it off right there. You delete everything before. It doesn't matter. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to play the game of, was this one better than this one? Because you go until you actually have a take that you like and you know that you finish with that. Then when you go import it into your footage later as that section, you just take that one clip, delete everything else. This will save you so much time, so please incorporate this into your video editing. All right, tip number 4 is to keep things visually interesting in your video. So what that means is you're going to use sound effects, you're going to use overlays, you're going to use fancy animations, whatever it is that is going to make the visual interest still remain and pop in your video. That's what you want, because people tend to like jump cuts and they like things that pop up on the screen because it breaks up the monotony of just a talking head video. Even if the education and the information that you're bringing is super spot on, if it's delivered in a way that doesn't keep people's attention, they're not going to remember it, retain it, or watch it. So keep things visually interesting. And if you need to watch any of those videos, make sure you check out some of these videos that I'm going to link up here, and you can check those out because I have a whole bunch on my channel about how to do that. And I don't know if you guys noticed that, but when I do this reference to other videos over here, what I'm doing is creating a circular type of conversation about linking my videos together in like content. So this is something that you want to think about before you're filming your video, is that if you filmed a video that is very closely related to the video that you're talking about or is supplemental in some way, you know, in that spiderweb strategy, and you want people to go click on that video, then you want to make sure that you use the circular reference, you make sure that you visually indicate or point on the screen, and you add in a card or a link later, because it keeps people interested in linking to your channel and binge watching your content. So this does take a little bit of upfront thinking and maybe actually thinking about the videos in order in which you're going to release them, because if you're batch shooting, you don't want to be pointing and referencing a video that might be not coming out for 3 weeks. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up on this video. For instance, if I wanted to tell you that it's really important to have native videos in the best sizes for other social media platforms, such as instead of the 16:9, maybe you want a 9:16 like an Instagram story or Snapchat story. Maybe you want a 4:5 like a video post on your Instagram feed, and you don't know how to do that. So if I want to show you how to do that in a video that I did make, you can do that right here by clicking on this video. So you see, I'm explaining to you why you would want to watch it and telling you where you can go and watch that video. This is a circular reference. So this is really important for you to kind of think about and strategize ahead of time. And it can be really, really impactful, because if YouTube also sees that you're going from one video up to another video of your own, they're going to also get the idea that these should be recommended next to each other. And it's going to help boost up that video in the algorithm when it's going to be represented and shown next to your own video, because you're sending people from one video to the next. YouTube also likes it when you continue to keep people on the platform. So by taking them from one video to another video, YouTube likes that because you're giving YouTube sessions watch time. And if it's one of your videos, you're gaining all of that watch time in your analytics and metrics, which is amazing. So you want that for sure. The 5th tip I have for you is going to be using your actual video editing software to help you create your thumbnail. So a lot of people don't think about this, and what you can actually do is make sure that you record a little bit of footage where you're making the YouTube faces, like the ooh, ah, yes, holding up the product, whatever it is, you make the faces. But a lot of people will try and take photos later, and the lighting doesn't match and it just doesn't look right. So it's really great if you can actually have a little bit of video that you can choose your thumbnail from, and you want to try and hold those poses a little longer. So as you have your video in your editor, then what you can do is export just a still frame, and you can use that in your photo editor to help you create a thumbnail. And a really great way to also save time when it comes to your thumbnails is to have a template that you use. So I always have a same type of template where I've got like my Shelly down in the lower hand corner, and I've got these sun rays that are coming up, and I've got like the text coming up on one side, and it really saves the amount of time that I have to think about a thumbnail when I know that the template is going to be in these dimensions, in these places, and so I have to be towards the center. My product has to be fairly close or close to my face. So knowing these things ahead of time are things that are going to help me expedite the process when it comes to creating, choosing, filming, shooting my thumbnail. And it's just a really easy way to make sure that you have like the same consistency, the lighting, all of that stuff across your channel and your branding, which is just a great way for people to recognize that this is one of your videos. Okay, another tip that I want to give you can consider this one a bonus from me to you for free, is you can use a program after you've exported exported your video to basically shrink your video size. That way when you want to upload to YouTube, it's going to take less time. So instead of thinking that your video upload could take an hour or more sometimes, right? You can actually reduce the file size, still have the same quality, send it to YouTube, and it will take half the time to upload, which is amazing. And also, if you're going to archive the footage and keep it, which I think you should, on an external hard drive, then you're going to be able to have more videos on the same size hard drive because you reduce their size overall. So that is an extra bonus tip from me to you. I hope that is helpful. There's a really great app called Handbrake. You can definitely investigate that. That is what I use sometimes to shrinkify my files. You can also use something like Compressor, or you know, there's some other options out there as well that will do the trick for you. I can't help it. I just love throwing bonus tips at you. Another thing I'm going to say that will help save you time, if you are someone who is doing copy paste when it comes to your video description and YouTube, just as a quick bonus, there's actually a place in the settings where you can go, then you can paste your description in there. You can actually use that as your default so that every time you upload a video, all that information will already be there. That's just going to save you some time and save you from copy pasting. So now you know what to do with the video once you have it, how to have a little bit more efficiency when you're editing and uploading to YouTube. But what about deciding what kind of video to make or what kind of niche to be in? This is where you want to check out Salma's video, the other half of our collab, because over on Salma's channel, she is going to be talking about that exact thing. So you definitely want to go check that out. I really think you're going to like her channel. And if you are coming from this video, leave this emoji so that she knows you're coming from this channel. That's just an insider little thing. As always, I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me. I don't take it for granted. If you like it and you want to hang around, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Love to have you be part of the squad. I will see you in a video very soon. Bye!